Okay, that this time we are doing three recordings. There's one Gemini summary, and then there is going to be uh, something from my side, something from Setu's side. So let's see. Okay, let's go. Well, once we put it, yeah, yeah. Okay. So first, I want to acknowledge contributions by Pattai, Sriram Samu, Giridhar, and Setu, and you and Warams. All of them had one sneak peek view and gave me some good feedbacks and adjusted the level of content, whether I'm too jargony and all. It helped me a lot. Then my cousin, Sundar Vedantam, he cleaned up and made it more aesthetically pleasing. I have never made this kind of nice looking presentations. Mine used to be very bare bones, black and white kind of stuff. So he really cleaned it up and gave me good feedback. Sundar Narasimhan, Jamuna, my mama payan, he also had a quick look and then he said all the obvious mistakes and all he corrected. So I need to uh, thank both Sundar Narasimhan and Sundar Vedantam for doing some level of peer review and corrections and adjusting the content. So having done the yeah, no. It's the book. The guy who wrote the book, Sundar Vedantam, is a different cousin. He worked in Intel, and he's the one who wrote a couple of books. I posted a book recently. Sundar Narasimhan has retired, so he's in Boston. He also comes once in a while, and then we talk. And so he now he's a lot more communicative through signal and all those things. So very nice. I'm able to learn a lot from Sundar Narasimhan and Sundar Vedantam. They're both helping me a lot in understanding many things, not just cybersecurity. They both are very well read. Then I want to give some good disclaimers. There are classmates who know a lot more than I do. I'm hoping they'll be able to come in and correct my mistakes and add more valuable suggestions. And I also want to mention I don't have any serious background on cybersecurity or any such thing. Okay. 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 The so as I was saying, I don't have real serious background in cybersecurity or anything. I'm just like anyone, just went, learned something, and what I learned, I'm sharing with you all. Hope you guys find it useful. So the agenda, we are going to define a problem statement, talk about basics of two-factor authentication, then define some profiles of usage and what level of security you get. Then ask the question, is it good? Do we need more? Then we'll talk about family because hackers don't make a distinction between you and your family. They attack whoever is available. So we will. This is the basic structure of what I'm going to be talking about. The problem statement is online accounts are holding increasingly higher share of our assets. There are some statistics that say 66% of all assets are online. Somebody says 80s, 90. That number doesn't matter, but you guys know about among your net worth, how much of it is online protected just by your username and password, how much is real estate, stamp duty, sub-registrar's office. We know the share, how much it has shifted, that how much of this thing. And these are very, very convenient. We are quarterly rebalancing of some portfolio you order. It sells 2 crores worth of securities, buy and sell that easily, that fast, very, very convenient, and ease of use is amazing. Ease of use is usually inversely correlated with security. As easy it is for you, all it takes is one username and password and something. Hackers can do the same thing. So this is kind of vulnerable and makes it a easy target because they can do it remotely. They are much less risky for a thief to steal online assets. Again, we need to be sure that we should not get too scared. The online security is improving a lot. It is not as bad as the internet makes it out to be. There is a constant improvement in security by financial sites, and crooks keep finding ways around it. Creates an arms race. They are making it more and more and more complicated. Though it is safe, it forces us also to keep updating our security practices. What was good enough 5 years ago may not be good enough now. So we need periodic review of what we are doing, whether we should change something. And I hope this is one such periodic update. This is what I'm trying to cover in this. And we have an imagination of what a typical hacker is, some super smart coders, cracking encrypting algorithms, top level computer geeks. But they are not cracking algorithms, they are not attacking computers. Most of them are not doing that. Most of them are attacking humans. They attack account holders or overworked IT help desk or some underpaid phone salesman in some kiosk. Water seeks lowest point, electricity takes the path of least resistance. Hackers attack weak points, not the strong points. Their strength is understanding human psychology more than cryptographic algorithms. Hackers attack humans. Why pick a lock when it's easier to steal the key? That's how they operate. One typical example is called, two-party phishing. Basically, a scammer calls the victim, claiming to be from the bank, talks nicely, says, we are all from security. We want to make sure we are talking to the right person. We don't want to be talking to the hacker. We need to really authenticate you before we tell you anything. But we are going to send a one-time password. Only if you get the password, you are under danger. Otherwise, you are not in danger. Don't worry. Like this, it talks convincingly, creates anxiety on the victim's part. At the same time, scammer has a partner who calls the bank and gives a different story. Oh, I lost my password, my credentials are not available, blah, blah, blah. They talk very convincingly to the bank and asks for a password reset. The victim is made to expect a OTP from the bank, and the OTP comes in, and the OTP might even say, please do not share it with anybody other than the bank person you are talking to. It might even say that. So that makes it all look very authentic. And the victim falls for it and gives the OTP. Scammer is able to pass it on to the partner, and they'll be able to get in and do bad things. It's called two-party phishing because there are two scammers involved. It is phishing using voice, so it's voice phishing. This is the kind of stuff that really goes on. So that's what we should really be seriously worried about. But we are going to start about two-factor authentication first. The obvious question that comes up is, why start with 2FA? Humans are the soft targets. Then we start with the computer side, which is actually stronger. The reason is we should know the basic terminology, because later when we talk about this will help you, that will help you. If I say authenticator, you should know what an authenticator is. So you should know the basic terminology. You should take the basic precautions to avoid trivial hacks. There is a strong door, the security process is good, but we should know how to lock it and unlock it. And we should know what is safe, what's not safe. So accidentally we should not remove the protections available. If you don't know this thing, that might happen. So we are starting with basics of two-factor authentication. We should conserve our mental energy for stuff that matters. These things, you understand what's going on. This is all secure. This is good. When you hear some kind of secure, yesterday it was posted, 4 people in Andhra got hacked. Why did they get hacked? Deep down, they were hacked because they installed some apps. That's where the break happened. That level we should understand. So we'll cover the basics of 2FA at a gas pedal and brake pedal steering. That's the level of driving a car. We are not going to deep into fuel injectors, enthalpy, entropy, Carnot cycle. We are not going to talk about cryptographic algorithms or how they work. We'll just cover what we need to know, bare minimum. That's what we are going to cover in 2FA. 2FA is two-factor authentication. Sometimes they call it multi-factor authentication. What are those factors? Typically, it is what you alone know. Something like a password that only you know. that you can guard, it's important, you save. That is one factor. Plus, something you alone have, something like your phone or your laptop or your some authenticator key, something that only you have and you got it well. You need both to enter. That's what makes it two-factor authentication. If possibility of losing a password or hacking and getting your password to a thief becomes 1 in a million, and it's 1 in a million to steal your second factor, becomes 1 in a trillion to be able to hack you. This is the kind of probability game that we are playing with two-factor authentication. Most common, most simple two-factor authentication is SMS-based text. Almost all of us have used it. India sends billion or 2 billion SMS OTP every day. So start with the username and password. You log into your bank. Bank has a one-time password server. It generates a one-time password, sends it through telephone network. You get it, and then you authenticate yourself to the bank using that OTP. This has become the de facto standard. Why it became de facto standard? Because it is easy to implement for the bank. Bank already knows your phone number. So sending one more OTP is very easy. There was not any user resistance. Users accept it. You have to give me the OTP to log into your bank. They consider it good. It's good security. I'm glad you guys are doing it. So there's not much of user resistance. No user action is needed. The phone is already known. So they just rolled it out very, very fast. It became the de facto standard because it is easy to implement, easy to accept. That's the reason, not because this is the best. Okay? And there's lots of scaremongering going on about this SMS text. SMS is the worst form of two-factor authentication. You should not use SMS, blah, blah, blah. That's what the bloggers and the security influencers, those guys are talking about. It's not as bad as they make it out to be. It's reasonably safe. I couldn't find very good statistics, but what I found was India was sending 1 billion OTP a day through SMS in 2022, 4 years ago. Over a 2-year period, there was a report of about 900,000 loss, hack, stuff like that. That makes it 1 in a million. You could say that, these accounts are all cheap accounts, Pani Puri stall. Who's going to hack a Pani Puri stall? That's one point. But the crooks that hack Pani Puri stall, they're also motivated by small amounts. And you can say that these users are not very technically sophisticated. Even from them, they could only steal 1 in a million SMS passwords, even if you assume everything is SMS OTP. So it's not as bad as they make it out to be. But when it is possible, we should use better than this. The better method than SMS is called authenticator. Authenticator is very, very convenient. That's the reason you would go. Security is icing on the cake. The cake is convenience. It's a very rare instance where convenience is also more secure. The way it works is very simple. The bank has a OTP server. In your phone or something, you create a OTP generator and synchronize it. So you know what is the OTP at this second from the bank. If bank sends you SMS text, this is what they would have sent. So you can run it in your own phone. So you don't need a cell phone network for it. This makes it so convenient. Your India phone will work in US phone will work in India, cell tower not available, not a problem, and SMS will go to only one phone. You can run 2 or 3 phones with the same authenticator. So when you set up the authenticator, you have 2 or 3 phones, all of them take the same QR code, all of them will run the same authenticator. So you have a backup authenticator available, and it is not tied to your SIM card. Even if you lose your phone, even if they eject the SIM card, put it in a unlocked phone, they can get the calls, they can get the SMS text, but they won't get authenticator because authenticator is tied to your phone, not your SIM card. So it is way more secure, but way more convenient. So it's like if not using authenticator when it is available and going SMS, it's like flying economy when business class upgrade is free. It's like that. So How do you get the client-side OTP generator, on your phone or on your device? Uh, how do you get it? You can use your smartphone to get it, or any app that is running on a laptop or a desktop can. And you can also get these authenticators to run on independent device like a keyboard, a fob that you keep that's not even connected to the internet, air gap from the internet. Even that is possible. Getting it is trivial. You just go to the bank site when you're logged in and say, set up my authenticator. You'll get something like this. You'll get a QR code. And if you're going to use a phone as your authenticator, you just take a picture of the QR code and then you pick what authenticator you want. Google, Microsoft, Okta, whatever authenticator you want running on your phone. Takes a QR code picture and then sets it up. Or if you're using an app that doesn't have a camera, there is this large number you see at the bottom. So L2, that large string, that is the secret. You copy it and paste it into your app that doesn't have a camera, then that will start generating this code. The code will look like what you see on the screen, like each account name, and then you see a small timer on the top right corner. In 24 seconds, it is going to change to the next number. So every minute it will change, or every 30 seconds it will change. And that is a number the bank also has. So you can use this to authenticate. It is as easy to authenticate as you're using SMS text. You also see a convenient copy button next to the number. You click it, the number is also copied. You go to your bank site and paste it, it goes in. So it's very easy to use, way better security, and it is immune to telephone based attack. So this, if the bank supports it, we should use this. Now we talk about a slightly different kind of attack. Okay, we normally log in with the username and password to the internet to your brokerage site, fidelity.com. You normally do that, but you are tricked into logging into a fake site, not to the real site. So some hacker, some phishing method, some kind of SMS text, somehow, or a typo squatter makes you log into a fake site. If you use username and password and then the OTP, all of them you will give to the fake site, and the fake site can use it to log into the real site. Okay? So this attack is called man in the middle. And it has got many other names. Wishing or phishing, where they send a text and then you click on the text that takes you to wrong fake bank, asks you for username, password. You type it in. So that is phishing. If it comes through SMS, they call it dismishing. If it comes through voice, they call it wishing, wailing. And they have many different names for the same basic idea of tricking you to visit a bank fake site. Now, the thing is, when you log into bank, they authenticate you. They ask for a username. They ask for password and one-time password. But should you trust the screen that shows Vanguard, that it is really Vanguard? Should you trust it? You should not. Should you authenticate the bank? Shouldn't you say, bank, you register a password with me. Only when you give the password, I'll agree you are the correct bank. Can you say that? Even if you say it, will they agree? The banks are big organizations. You are a small account holder. Will they listen? They do. Many places they do support it. That method is called the passkey. It has got also many other names. They'll call it biometric identification. They'll call you passwordless login. Many more marketing terms for the basic idea. But passkey is generally considered to be the common name for it. Again, there are other technical jargony name, OAuth and 502 and that kind of names. Basically, they are all passkey. The way it works is, when you are logged in into a safe bank account, you say, I want to set up a passkey. Passkey is some kind of app that is running on your computing device. So this passkey app talks to the bank. They both exchange encryption keys, basically password. So bank registers a password with your app registers a password with bank, and they both are cryptographically tightened. Nobody can intercept them or anything. you have this available. Now, when you use, if you are tricked into visiting a wrong site, you go there, your app will ask for the bank to authenticate itself. It'll fail. Because you're not really at fidelity.com, but there is a typo and then they made it look like fidelity, or you mistyped your uh, uh, you know URL and you end up with the wrong site. Your app will deny access to the bank. Nothing else will happen. You are very safe. This is two-way authentication on both sides. Even if you are stuck by a man-in-the-middle attack, you are safe. This is the foundation of passkey. Don't have to understand anything more than how this exchange happens and how it protects against other things. Simplest way I can explain to my family is they both exchange passwords. That's good enough. So, oh, I, yes, please go ahead. Yes, it's already in vogue. Probably you're already using it without realizing it. It's already so many places where they are supporting it. If you have logged into your bank using a fingerprint ID or face ID, most likely behind the scenes they have used passkey. So it's already being used. So it's already there and it's supported worldwide, and it's we already are using it probably many places. It's possible. Yeah. E- Yeah. Yeah. No, typically, if you use the app given by your bank that is running on your phone, that app behind the scenes sets up a passkey too. If you download an app from say ICICI Bank into your Indian phone and you always use the app to log in, when you register the app, first time it will send you SMS OTP and say this is the phone. At that point, the phone's IMEI number, phone's secret, all these things are registered with ICICI Bank along with that username, password, account number, and everything. That next time you take the same app, you copy it into another phone, you go to ICICI Bank, use the same username and password in a different uh, phone using the same ICICI app, it won't log you in because that instance of ICICI Bank is tied to your phone, your fingerprint, your face ID in this phone. So my brother was explaining how they make sure that if they get the username and password in one Indian account, using the same username and password in another installation in another phone using the same ICICI Bank app, they can't log in because internally they have added passkey behind the scenes. So if you use bank app, passkey is already built in. But if you use a regular web, probably it's not. And you can use passkey even when you use a regular web. I'll explain how that happens. Okay? Yes. Yeah. 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 Did you? Yes. Yeah. 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 Face ID, yeah, Face ID biometric, these are all uh, tied by your phone, tied to the phone. They are safer than this one. The six-digit password, if it is coming through authenticator or through SMS, it is less safe than what you use using biometric. Typical. Oh, okay. You create, yeah, a six-digit. If it is created as a passkey in your phone, it is passkey. It is the two-factor. It's a two-way authentication. Okay. I don't exactly know what that. We'll talk about it after the thing. I'll see the screen. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Biometric and yeah. 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 In general. Okay. So more about pass. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. 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 Yes. That is authenticate. That is authenticator. This one is where, so you log in and then your phone will show you one more six digit uh, this. So this six digit password from the phone you will type in, right? This is authenticator, time based authenticator. Yeah, yeah. The authenticator can be on the bank app also. Yes. So the authenticator, anybody, technically you can write an authenticator code yourself. TOTP algorithms are public actually. So what? So about passkeys, where do you get one? I say lots of good things about passkeys. How do you get one? Many computing devices support passkeys. Phones, typically all the phones support passkeys. Laptops and desktops, they also support passkeys. There are apps that will run on your laptop that will be your passkey based on your laptop. Windows Hello is a passkey for Windows operating systems. So if you use Windows Hello, then your laptop will become the passkey for your bank. So your laptop will authenticate that you are logging into the correct website using the passkey. You can run Windows Hello runs on desktop also. So laptops, desktops, phone, all of them can run passkeys. If you don't want them, you can buy these passkeys that are USB based. You can buy, they are about $20-25, and you can carry them around. They are not even connected to the internet. They'll come with an app. The benefit of this is they don't have battery, they don't need internet. You can leave them in a drawer. You don't have to take them in everywhere you go. You pull it out of the drawer, plug it into the USB key, and then say authenticate the bank site. You log in, you unplug it and throw it away. Keep it away, keep it safe. So this is also possible. These passkeys can also support biometric. Or if you use your phone as your passkey, the phone's biometry is what is protecting. So many choices are available. The problem is not getting the passkey, it is getting the bank to support the passkey. My bank, PNC Bank, does not support passkeys, does not even support authenticator. They send SMS. But there are other credit unions, they support authenticators and passkeys, and so many credit cards support passkeys, so that you can set up, if you want to go to credit card using passkey, you can do that. So it's basically passkey is an app that you use, and then your whatever device you are using with the passkey talks to the bank, they exchange passwords, they authenticate each other, and after that, if you use passkey, you don't even need a username and password. It will directly go and connect, because that password and username is tied to one particular account, one particular device, so it will work. The way to use it is in a secure session. You ask for a passkey setup. If your bank supports it, the option will come, and you can set up a passkey. And most of the time, they'll allow you to set up more than one passkey, because when you set a passkey and you lose it, you are stuck outside. So you need a backup. So I have three passkeys, all the UB keys. So I have registered all the three with my bank and brokerages. So even if one is not there, I can use the other one. And I have one in the basement, one in my living room. So I can use whatever is nearby. The third one is kept as a safe backup in the third place. So, and these are $20-25, kind of cheap. You can get them and use them. So we talked about the three basic methods on 2FA. Now we're going to talk about, this is the kind of usage pattern, how safe it is. That's what we are going to be talking up next. Okay. So three basic methods. One is SMS text, another is authenticator, third one is passkey. There are three different methods. First, We will define a user profile and give a security rating for this. This is what the user does, how safe it is. When we go to the next profile, the changes in the behavior, I'll explain how that improves security. So let's start with the we will see in general more security is less convenient. You pick whatever level of security you want for the level of pain you're willing to put up with, because as you go higher and higher, unnecessarily it becomes very painful. It might not even be worth it, because the real pain is in the human engineering, not in this infrastructure. So pick something that you are comfortable with. The first, I'm going to talk about a very general safe user. Any one of us. This user would use a mixture of laptop, desktop, and phones and tablets to log into financial sites. User will make sure the passwords are strong and unique and practices safety that never uses public Wi-Fi, basic safety things. The SMS based OTP for to log into financial sites, and generally careful about clicking on sites and links. Does not use jailbroken phones, the phones that allow you to install hacked versions that will give you free access to cricket matches, no such things. It's all proper, no jailbroken phones, and no login to financial sites from public places. When you're sitting in the airport terminal with all security cameras all around, you don't want to log in because your keystrokes and your typing can be recorded by someplace. So you never log into financial sites from public places. Never clicks on remember this device when you log into financial, because remember this device actually disables 2FA. If you give username and password, it will log you in. Don't ask you for second factor. Don't ask for second authentication. So it is not a good idea to and also consistently logs out, and this does not allow apps from untrusted Play Store, untrusted App Store to be installed. Google allows, I think now forced by government to allow any Play Store if you allow the user allows it. But we never check market. This is one important thing. Yesterday's message by UVL, he said this Andhra 4 people were hacked. They were asked to install an app. That app could be installed on their phone because they had allowed untrusted Play Store to install apps on their phone. They don't do this. So this is basically a good safe user, you would think, and this would be considered moderately safe usage. Rating we give for this is bronze level rating. Okay, as we go to next silver level, you know what more you need to do to go higher than this level. This is more or less the average safe user, not very careless user would get bronze. Now we talk about a laptop PC. Yeah, no, in your phone there is a check mark that says allow apps from untrusted sources to be installed. If you check mark it, only then untrusted source can be installed. If you don't check mark it, Android will only install apps from Play Store. Apple will only install apps from App Store. App Store and Play Store, they have their own security verifications. So random hackers will not be able to place their apps into uh, into your phone. So if a hacked phone app, they create ICICI app, they clone it they hack it, and then they place it as a ICICI app. If you try to install it, you won't, Play Store and App Store will not allow it to be made available in Play Store. A fake ICICI app cannot exist in a Play Store. A fake bank account fidelity app cannot exist. They make sure that such things are not done. And if you do not allow apps from outside the safe environment to be installed, you are safe. You understand? And normally, uh, in laptops and desktops, we have seen go to this website, you download this app and install it. You'll see such things. That is untrusted. But in phones, it is a much better security environment where they have a very specific check mark saying do not allow untrusted apps. So if that was check marked, do not allow untrusted apps to be installed, those four guys who got hacked in Andhra, they wouldn't have been hacked because the device, the package they installed is not authenticated by Android. So it would not have run. So let's talk about a laptop PC centric user uses one browser, let's say Firefox, with absolutely no extensions for finance sites. Let's say a different browser, say Chrome, for all other sites. Why this is important? Because we do not control the websites. The website security varies a lot. Some of them are very strong, secure websites. Some of them are very poor. We have to we use websites to record or sign up for doctor appointment or to look up bus schedule or to pay HOA fees or some municipality tax. We go to so many different websites. Some of them are professionally made. Some of them are not very well made. They are written 5-6 years ago. No serious security verification, no security audit. Nothing has happened. These are the sites that get hacked. They host malware. When you visit their site, they compromise your browser. Okay. So how do you guard against this? We cannot say I'm not going to go on the internet because many places you have to go to the municipality website to pay the tax or to go to that temple website to book an archana. Now in Pittsburgh temple, if you want to buy a laddu, you have to go to the website to buy a laddu. So we have to go to those sites, and we don't know how safe those sites are. So you separate them out. You use one browser that will be used only for financial sites. You never use that browser for any other sites. There is no chance for the safe browser to visit unsafe sites. You segregate them. Use another browser for all other sites. Even if that browser visits an unsafe site, gets an unsafe app or page loaded onto your screen, it's not going to affect your finance site. So separate out your browsers. And extension is also important. Extensions are code that sit between you and your website and sees everything that is painted on your screen. When you install an extension, it will ask for permissions. And one of the most common permission for the extension to work is to see the incoming data. That is default. It's on. If you are an extension, you can see the incoming data, which means these extensions can see your account balance. It knows you have an account in Fidelity. If you have a ad blocker running on your browser, ad blocker sees everything that is painted on your screen. Ad blocks and all are very well verified, audited extensions. But if you install a random extension from random user, there are some quirky, stupid extensions that will change any word to any other word in your web page. So they use it, they change. You don't like Modi, you change Modi to Bodhi. So everywhere Modi's name comes, it will say Bodhi. People laugh at it. But that extension is how hacker will get information from you. This will go viral and everybody's thing will, it can tell the data, what it sees on your screen, can send a copy to your hacking site. So extensions are dangerous. So for financial sites, use a browser with no extensions. So there is a safe browser, no extension, use it for financial sites. Yes, general browser, whatever extension you need. Extensions make your life convenient. You need extensions. You can't be scared of extensions. How to use them? Use it in another browser. So these two browsers are totally separate. They will not contaminate each other. Don't stop with browser. We can also go to email. Use one email for finance and another email for all other sites. For example, this email could be Outlook. The other email could be Gmail. Also, you can use one password manager, say Proton Pass for financial sites, and a different password manager like Google for other sites. So password managers are separate, email is separate, browsers are separate. This And also another important thing, unique username and password for each financial account. Never repeat a password. This is something even bronze user can do. Never ever repeat a password. Ideally, don't even repeat usernames. And whenever supported, authenticators and passkeys are used. This would give you a silver level of protection. It's very high bang for the buck. The amount I paid is very less. All you need is one more browser installed and register for one more email and install a different password manager for that browser. That's all you are doing. So much less pain. Rest of your activity, nothing is impacted adversely, not much of pain. All you have is a when you should just remember to always use the safe browser for financial sites. This will become automatic. If you use an unsafe browser accidentally to open your bank account, the password manager will not populate the password. That will tell you a reminder, hey, why is the password manager? Okay, I'm in the wrong browser. Close this to go to the real browser. So the discipline will slowly be enforced by maintaining this. Similarly, you get a some mail from a regular mail claiming to be from a bank, you know it is fake because you did not give Gmail address to the bank. The bank only knows the different address, Outlook address or a Proton mail address. It doesn't know Gmail address. So any bank communication in Gmail is fake. Makes you more confident. Removing all the phishing, email, all these things, you can be safe. So there's a high degree of bang for the buck and good practices become habit. This, I would say, is again a silver level of protection. Smartphone centric user. So this user uses smartphones or tablets to log into financial sites. Does not use a regular laptop, no web tab, and as far as possible uses official apps from the bank or from the brokerage, not the browser. So browser being contaminated also doesn't matter. Apps, and these apps in the smartphones are sandboxed. One app cannot talk to another app, and you're using an official app from the official bank site. So this app is not likely to be compromised by other apps sitting in the same phone. So it is as good as maintaining two different browsers. Again, the option of maintaining a separate email and a separate you don't need a password manager separately because you're using official app. So you log in and then write a password, and it's a very safe system. And again, it's not just using smartphone. Never logs in from Windows, Linux, or Apple laptops and desktops. Always uses only the tablets and the phones. So it's again maximum security for minimum pain. All you have to remember is I'm not going to log in from laptop desktop. If I want to log in, I'll use a phone. If I don't like the 5-inch screen, I'll use a 12-inch tablet. That is a very safe way of working. And it is still getting only a silver, not gold, because these smartphones are likely to be lost, stolen, you know, might be misplaced. So that's one issue. Second minor issue here is all your credentials will be centralized. If you are using a Google phone, all your credentials are in your Google account. So you have a single point of failure there. So that's one minor issue. This, again, it's not easy to take over Google account. So a single point of failure downgrades you, but it's not really that big and dangerous thing. But that's the reason why this doesn't get gold. So this is a very safe usage pattern. Just use phones, tablets. This is what Patel uses. He said, I use just my phone. Phone is safe. So this is, yeah, yeah, mhm, right, yeah, 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 yeah. Some are, yeah. So apps are limited. In which case, again, that's the same. Um, you have to be very careful there. Your browser. If you use the same browser for general surfing the net and use the same browser to log into finance, you will go down to bronze. The reason why that bronze happens is because the same browser was used both for financial sites and random sites. If a random site is hacked, that can inject malware into this. Again, it's very difficult to inject malware into smartphone browsers. Smartphone browsers use a more more difficult sandboxing and internal technology. It is more difficult to inject malware into an app, the browser app on your phone. It is more secure than a browser running on your laptop, but still, if the same app is used for both finance and non-finance sites, it will downgrade the rating from silver to bronze. Okay. Hmm. Yeah, you can say we can disable all extensions. This is a very simple thing to say, disable all extensions. Some people use that before they log into finance sites. That's one that requires discipline. Every time you log into financial site, you go there and say disable all extensions. One single button. All extensions are disabled, and then you go. Again, these are all requires discipline. Ideally, even within your same cell phone or a smartphone, you can install additional browsers. I have installed DuckDuckGo browser, Brave browser, and even Firefox at one point in my phone. So you can use a different browser even on a phone. You don't have to use Chrome in Android or Safari in iPhone. You can install another browser and keep this browser only for finance. That's possible. You can do. Hmm. Yeah. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. 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 This is yeah, yeah. This is yeah. There are many such good advice that requires discipline to follow, and all if typically that vector is difficult to execute using a Bluetooth device to spy on you to install a additional keylogger using Bluetooth onto your phone and all. It's a difficult thing to do, but it's definitely safe to turn off Wi-Fi and Bluetooth and other uh, vectors that will come in, but it requires discipline. Okay, I'll do more work. I'll look up more on Bluetooth based hacking and try to improve it. Uh, add some more info later. Okay, we are at silver level with smartphone centric user. Now, non roaming user, that's what I call. This is the at silver level. The only way you are likely to be hacked is at a device level hacking, not at app level hacking. None of the software can be hacked. Software is secure, but device itself can be hacked. Your laptop might get a virus, or a desktop can get a virus, or your phone might be installed some kind of malware app. Somehow it got installed. So device level security is what you're worried about. Here we are going to go and lock down the device also to go to the next level. You can use um, desktop or laptop, not very powerful, not very modern. You can old discarded laptop that doesn't have any battery life. It has to be constantly plugged in. It's an ideal device. You can upgrade it to Chrome Flex OS. It's very cheap. You get a thumb drive, plug it in, and create a ChromeFX boot disk. It will create a boot drive. Plug it into your old laptop. Say change it to Chrome, so it becomes a Chromebook. Your old laptop can become, our old desktop can become a Chromebook, and they Chromebook it's equivalent to using Android app or tablet. All sandboxing, all the modern, verified write. Chrome Flex OS is a read only OS. It none of the software malware can write into the OS partition. Operating system side of it is very secure. Every app has its own sandbox. It's very, very secure method. And you leave it at home. This device, you don't take it out. The keys to your financial kingdom is not a little lamb and you are not Mary. It doesn't have to go everywhere you go. How many times we have suddenly felt the need to log into your Fidelity account when you are ordering pasta in a restaurant? We don't have to take it to the restaurant. We don't have to take it to the swimming pool. We don't have to take it all the time. When you're doing serious work in finance and other things, you're likely to be at home in a in your office or a den or someplace. So you don't have to carry everywhere. So leave the devices at home and dedicated devices only for financial means the devices are also not likely to get malware. Devices are secure, the apps are secure. So this is what is going to take you to a goal level. What you need to remember is um, this device, no other device is used to log to financial sites. An email ID used for finance site not used on other sites. If passkeys and authenticators are supported, we use them. So this is much better. At device level, you are protected. And device is not going to leave home. It is less prone to theft, less prone to be lost or anything. And it is much, much safer. And if it is a laptop, you can always take it to India or take it if you are going to be on a vacation 1 month, you're going to live in your daughter's house. Oh, you take it there and then leave it in that house. So it's not that they're totally tied to home, but you don't go take it on everywhere. You don't log in from different sites and everything. So this would give you something like a gold level protection. Your apps are secure, your devices are secure, devices are not going to be lost, and you are maintaining full partition between financial sites and non-financial and less critical sites. And you decide what you want to be critical. Banks and brokerages are critical. Government accounts, social security, Medicare, I put it there. My IRS account is on critical side. My tax accountant, she's on the uh, critical side. Even credit cards, I'm not putting it on critical side. It's only important but not critical in US, because in US by law we are limited to only $50 liability for false charges. If your credit card gets hacked, my liability is only $50, not more than that. But in India the laws are different. In India you may have to put credit card accounts also in the critical side of your partition. And this is one thing we can do. Gold level is something that we can do in practice. Now we go to even higher level called air gapped credentials. This is on top of gold level. You don't use your phone for authentication or for passkey. Your passkeys are the USB dongles, YubiKey, Titan, Swiss key. There are many keys that plug into USB port and then you unplug them. They don't have any chance of going onto the internet. You need to plug them in physically for them to get any access to the net. They are air gapped. There are key fobs that the one-time password will run on this small 6-digit display every minute. It will keep changing. So this is RSA dongles. Schwab gives you this, and T and E-Trade also uses this. So this is not connected to the internet at all, and credentials are air gapped. Phone is not on the credential side. Even if your Gmail account gets taken over by somebody talking sweetly to some phone salesman, gets a new phone, buys the expensive phone, gives lots of commission to the salesman, and they somehow put your old Gmail account to the new phone or old Apple account to the new phone. Even if that happens, they can get all other credentials, but not your finance. That is above the goal level. That would you call platinum. Phones are not in the loop. Phones are not being used, and you don't have to stop here. Did I say anything else? No. Okay. In platinum, I wrote something. I don't know. Maybe I didn't save. It is not too expensive to get a new phone number. Also, Okay, it's only 50, $60 a phone line a month. For high net worth individuals, it is really recommended. It is not too expensive to pay some 50, $60 a month. It's something like a cable subscription or something. And make sure that the phone number given to brokerages and bank is not used for anything else. Nobody else knows this. So any SMS, any phone call in a regular phone number from your bank, it is a fish. It's a fake because your bank knows only the safe phone. That safe phone you can leave home. You don't have to carry it with you everywhere. So and go to that level if you really want to. But these are all considered excessive measures, too much of pain. Additional security over gold is not that high. If you want to do it, you do it. If someone else pays for it or makes you do it, where many high net worth individuals, high level executives in C-suite executives may be forced to use a separate phone, separate thing, because it's a corporate IT will mandate those kind of security measures. If you want to follow it on your own, you can do it. Otherwise, gold is good enough. Platinum is easy, but going beyond this using separate phone numbers and all is kind of expensive. So we looked at different usage profiles and what level of security you get, and you got the basics of three levels, three kinds of two-factor authentications. Now let's ask, okay, now we have secured the computer side of it. How safe are we? This is what we use every day, very strong front door. But what we forget is there is a back door that's often very poor, not very well secured. And the most concerning part of this is this side is probably not under our control. For example, um, if we lose our regular credentials, like we might misplace our phone, something gets broken, our UB key is lost. So we call the bank to reset password or brokerage. The same line is available to the hacker. So uh, many banks will allow you to reset a password or change the account using SMS. You have done all this thing, and finally the hacker calls and say, I forgot my password. Okay, I'll send you a OTP by SMS. They'll do that. And we can't control it. Many banks consider this as legal, available. That's what we'll do. It gets worse. Some of them even force security questions on you. These security questions you might have answered in another site and some throwaway site ages ago and might have been leaked. You might have answered, the name of your pet as a security question in, some uh, bus schedule site or something or some other site. And that might have been leaked onto the dark net. And it's not really all that secure. I'm very unhappy to see banks and brokerages forcing people to set up security questions. So, and I have seen on the net people uh, entering unrecognizable, unrememberable, random string of digits and numbers as answer to security questions, so that the security questions never work for anybody. It doesn't work for me, it doesn't work for a hacker. I want it that way. So they do it. So voice line to restore accounts remains a big threat. Most of the other threats, phishing, all of them can be mitigated by using passkeys and authenticators and safe practices. And by segregating these accounts, you will be able to recognize fish very easily. But if the hacker calls the phone bank account and do this, can we do? Some of them allow you to set up voice password. If they do, you set up a voice password. And many sites say we have sophisticated AI algorithms and voice prints and we protect you. And we have to trust the system, and there is evidence they really do this. It is in their interest to make this strong. It is not in the interest of the brokerage account to be easily hacked. It's their reputation and they have money, they lose money too. So they do their best. They don't tell you what it is. So I'm a little anxious They are not very open about it. But I am very sure uh, they are buying insurance for hacking, cyber insurance. That insurance company will mandate more serious systems, and they'll do internal audits and everything and set the premium based on what they do. So I do believe the brokerages are not as dumb as we think. They do have something, but what they use is not something known to us. For example, at least Shriram said that Fidelity was able to catch somebody trying to hack into his using voice line. So they do have something better, but that still remains to be the question: how safe they are, and so well, then we have to trust the system as far as financial site account takeover attack using voice lines. The remaining threat is phone, Google, Apple account threat over. It's possible we might end up with all our credentials on the cloud account. If they get a malware on the phone or a login device, somehow they get a keylogger into your phone and they capture a username password and they call Apple, Google and use secondary methods and port your account from your phone to another phone or add another phone to your account. If they manage to do that, they get keys to everything. They can lock you out and take over everything you have. So, single point of failure. This is what started this entire thread. In our WhatsApp group, there was a message about a pilot in Hawaii. He he was convinced he was talking to Apple tech support and gave a password that resulted in his Apple account being taken over. Everything was lost for him, and he was writing about it. That's a kind of thing. Very, very rare. You don't when it happens, it makes it in news. It is that rare, but that exists. That's one threat. We cannot control much on this threat. So what to do? We can stay at gold platinum level, take phone out of our loop, but then stay air gapped. Don't put all your credentials in one cloud account. Try to distribute them. Try not to have cloud synced authentications. Many of these passkeys and authenticators, you can put them on a website. Proton Pass is a password manager that can handle passkeys, that can handle authenticators, that is centrally located in Proton servers. Any device you log in, you can use those passkeys and authenticators. But if that account gets hacked, hackers will get everything. So putting all the credentials in cloud account is also not a good idea. Other standard precautions are never trust any incoming text, email, or calls from financial sites. It's a basic security thing. Incoming calls is not trustworthy. Keep one small bank account for Zelle or SMS and all, and don't link it to your brokerage. Do not allow this to have overdraft protection linked to your high net worth account. Many of my Schwab bank account has overdraft protection on the Schwab brokerage account. So the entire assets of the brokerage account can be liquidated and transferred to this if there is an overdraft. So these are kind of dangerous things. So keep them separate. One small bank account that not much of money. In US we don't use this rupee kind of stuff. Here what we use is Zelle, and I'm worried about Zelle because any phone number you can send money. Usually you cannot pull money using Zelle, but you can set up in a way that certain people can pull money out of your account. I don't fully understand, so I have a separate account for Zelle. Create accounts in credit reporting agencies. That's one thing in US. Their security is very poor. And credit reporting agencies report about your credit. So it doesn't do much. So people don't even bother to create accounts in credit reporting agencies. Equifax, TransUnion, and there's one more. Okay. These credit reporting agencies, they just ask for your name, address, social security number and date of birth, and they create an account. So any hacker can create an account. And you pay $40, they'll send you everything they know about you. So they want to understand your background to impersonate you, they can create a credit reporting agency account and get all the information. Every account you have used in the last 25 years, they can get all the addresses you have lived in. They can get. They don't have to go to dark web. They just have to impersonate you to a credit reporting agency on a phone. They can get that. Set limits on auto bill pay because you have a municipality, some account, that water bill account, and you set auto pay because they charge $40 a month. So let it go. If that water company gets hacked, they can pull money out of your bank account. So don't link it to brokerage account. Link it to the small bank account used only for auto bill pay. Sign up for alerts for anything beyond a certain. You don't want too many alerts, but anything beyond a certain amount, or at least from critical accounts, brokerage accounts, all all transactions you want to get an alert, and then watch it. And also, there's a new kind of fraud coming up in US. People go and place liens on deeds, or they register false deeds because the sub-registrar's office, the equivalent of it in US, is the deed office in your municipality. The deed book of the municipality is not centralized, not uh, fully on the net. So anybody can look up who owns your property, and they can create fake documents and register sales and stuff. So usually it is free to get a alert. So you should set up an alert if for your home. So are we safe? We are as safe as we can be. Beyond this, we just have to be careful, and things are not totally under our control. We can control what we can. Beyond that, we just have to be careful. The most important thing now is we talk about family, because what is hard for crooks is hard for family too. So if you are not there to help them, you have to plan for the day when we will not be there to help them log in and do stuff. They should be able to log in and get access to the finance accounts, everything. One idea is write it all in plain text, save it in an encrypted thumb drive, multiple copies of the thumb drive, put it in 2 or 3 places, give it to your friend, and your wife, your son, your daughter, they know the password. So when they need it, they'll be able to open it and see. This one is plain text, nothing obfuscated, clean. They just need the password, and once in a while, make them use the document and log into all the financial accounts. You say there, watch them do it without helping. Make sure, like, you understand what trips them up, what makes it difficult, what makes it where they struggle, and clean it up, improve that part of your document so that they can. Again, these are all ideas that I have. That I don't see any standard best practices recommended on the net, whatever I could find. You can write in an Indian language in a recipe diary between, dal makhani and paneer paratha. Between that, it looks like a recipe, but halfway, every alternate line is actually instruction to log into your bank account, how to log into bank account. Format it, or you write it, format it to look like a bill, print it and put it among other bills in the filing cabinet. So the family knows in that credit card account between August and September, there is a page that looks like a credit card statement, but right in the middle is all instructions to log in. So they know something. Should not obfuscate too much, because we are planning for the day we are not there to correct it. So, and we also need to keep offsite copies of these thumb drives. Think about fire, flood, a big size burglary, and all those things. So this part of it is, I'm not very sure. It's just something I put together. You guys can think of better ways to make sure that the family will be able to access the assets when they need it to. So this is kind of the last. Why is it? Why is the first slide coming back again? So, I probably opened the